Hi, I'm Adina with Lifelong Wellness, and I'm here with Emily, Bold and Badass Fitness. And we are going to talk to you about a couple of common problems we see in our field, and especially in the massage therapy field. I got into fitness because I actually, after many years of doing massage therapy, especially doing deep tissue massage, my hands would get nervy, my elbows would get nervy, I would have constant neck pain and shoulder pain. And the reason is that I'm leaning over, working so much, and we'll talk about why that happens and how to fix it, and why I got into fitness in order to fix it.
That is such a common problem too.
Yeah. So basically, I wasn't strong enough. My body wasn't strong enough to do the job that it needed to do. And this is a common problem you see with nurses as well, right?
Yes, I see this with nurses. I see this in a lot of fields that people, when your body doesn't have the strength it needs to perform a task that it needs to do, it will borrow strength or it will borrow mobility from wherever it has it. And this often leads to people using their low backs for things that their butt and their legs and their shoulders should be doing instead.
Or scrunching up the shoulders, and losing the whole core in exercises that really do require a lower, or like an engagement of the whole core and the whole shoulders. Yeah. So I'll show you with Emily what muscles really need to be engaged for massage therapy specifically, but really any field where you're leaning over a lot. And so, yeah. So what most people do is engage the upper traps and sort of the scrunch. And what happens is then the shoulders roll forward. And what needs to happen instead is this lower part needs to engage. And so what that looks like is the hands coming down toward the feet. Like you can really try this on yourself. When you bring the hands down toward the feet, it engages your lats. That's these side muscles here. And then from there, if you squeeze your shoulder blades together and down, that really gets this lower trapezius. And notice how her shoulders really came back into this nice, tall posture. And then if her arms are forward and she's working, still with this sort of engagement, she's got strong posture, and now her shoulders are totally connected to her hips. So, Emily, how is this helpful in, say, with nurses?
Yeah, absolutely. So we see a lot of nurses that will get pain in their low back from leaning over a table and things like that. And oftentimes it's because they're a little bit dead in their abs, right? That we're not as mindful of our core as we should be, that they have tightness in the front of the chest and kind of an actually like overly lengthened muscle in the back that are just not used to being engaged. They've become overstretched. And so everything is reverted to a posture that's easy to maintain, but is not actually good for them at that point. And so what we work with a lot of people who are in those kind of professions to do is to, just like you're describing, to work on bringing the shoulders down and strengthening those areas, strengthening the back and the lats. But also to work on stretching the front of the body. So stretching the pecs, opening up the shoulder girdle and being able to get the shoulders. Because you'll notice that for people who have very tight pecs, the shoulder naturally rolls into that forward position.
Right.
So we work on getting it to where they can get into the position to strengthen those muscles.
Yeah,
safely.
and massage therapy, that happens a lot as well because our hands are in front of us and we're doing a lot of this. Unless those shoulders are strong enough to go back, this happens. The shoulder rolling forward and then pinching all the front of the neck and there's some nerves through here, the thoracic outlet that goes down into the hands and causes wrist pain and elbow pain. And it can be reversed by strengthening the back essentially, but especially those muscles we talked about, and the core to bring everything back and down. So even when we're working, there's still the engagement.
There's real symbiosis in what we do, actually. And so I often recommend that clients will see a massage therapist as well. Obviously, you can stretch these muscles on your own, but a lot of people find that having manual release done by a professional helps them find out what it's supposed to feel like. And you've probably had that experience where you've gone to see a massage therapist, the next day you just walk a little taller. It's hard to describe the effect, but you suddenly feel what was going wrong when you feel what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
And so we often recommend that people work with a professional in conjunction with strength training to be able to attack those two things simultaneously and see a much better, much faster results.
Much faster. And I even say the same for my clients. I get clients where I get them out of pain and we reach a plateau where they come back into pain and dysfunction unless they strengthen. It has to be both.
Yeah.
Loosening the front, lengthening the muscles and strengthening so we have a good working posture, essentially.
Yeah. I know that sounds like a lot of work, but it actually ends up being a maintenance activity for many people, that after they've resolved whatever initial pain brought them in to see a professional in either field, once they've resolved that initial problem, it's often much easier to maintain good posture going forward and prevent back pain going forward if they're able to do just a little bit of maintenance from time to time to keep that going.
Yeah, and this applies to many other fields. Even both of us see a lot of people in the tech industry where people are at their computers all day, even if they're standing's much better than sitting, right? But being in one position all day and really focusing on the computer and what you're doing, or driving, a lot of the sitting and driving. It's a real big problem in our culture, and one that strength training and massage corrects. And even if you can't see a professional, there are amazing YouTube videos you can find to strengthen your back, open the front, to stretch, to do some self-massage with a lacrosse ball or something. And if you can, get in to see professionals. And like Emily said, even if it's just occasionally, or maybe once a month, or with workouts, it should be at least every week, once a week.
Yeah, minimum. Unfortunately, it does take a little bit more, but it's never as much work to keep something in good, to keep good posture, or even for other physical results that you want for fitness. Never as much work to maintain as it is to get where you want to go.
Yeah.
So once you get there, a little easier going.
Yeah. So it's possible to do your career and not develop pain over years. It does take some work, but you know what? It's going to be work anyway. Life is work.
And it's going to be self-care because it's going to make you feel so much better. I think it's hard to emphasize how many ways that posture really benefits people.
Oh,
not just preventing pain. Oh my God, life-changing, right?
Yeah.
But also just you stand a little taller, improves overall appearance. You're going to breathe more easily. Sometimes people with bad posture find that they're breathing very shallowly, which can make you feel anxious and panicky. So a lot of good things could come from this. Definitely worth giving it a try on your own or with the help of a professional.
Yeah. So check out Emily at Bold and Badass Fitness if you haven't already. She's got an amazing gym here. And if you want to get massage, come to Lifelong Wellness if you're here in Portland, or wherever you are, find your closest therapist and get some support.
We're great at